A lot of time people, they start something, they start making progress, and guess what they do? Stop.
Because we have been used to seeing so little, living with so little, we can deal with a whole lot more. That experience definitely helped build the delayed gratification muscle for sure. And that's what a lot of people don't have. If you go there, you're the first person to pull water out of that pump. The first time you start pumping, nothing is coming out. You're pumping, just air. But guess what? You know that there's water there. At some point, you start feeling that pressure.
You start feeling a little harder.
That's when you know the water is about to come.
But do you know some people, when they feel like it's about to get harder,
that's when they leave it alone. Yeah. The moment you stop, all that pressure, that momentum that you've built, it goes to zero. When you do that, the results come. And when they come, they compound.
There's a reason why this thing is in your mind. And that means it actually exists somewhere.
But you don't need to know how.
A lot of time people, they start something, they start making progress, and guess what they do? They stop. And a lot of time there's this analogy that you have that actually bring this home, and I think this analogy has to do with when you were in your village, right? You were very village boy. You were raising chicken.
And I was.
Did you people have chicken coop? That I know they have chicken coop right now. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah. I grew up. My dad is a veterinarian, so I grew up around animals. We used to rear chickens. We used to rear goats.
I don't know how to rear chicken, right? Dude, I have a farm behind my house.
No, I'm actually thinking of doing that when I move to a bigger house, like have like a little chicken coop and have it for eggs and stuff.
What about goats?
I used to have goats. Like one of my roles when I was growing up was to take in the morning. I have to take the goats. My brother and I, Manny and I, will go tie the goats by the forest so they could eat. Right?
Yeah.
Then in the evening, you come and untie the goats and you come and put them in their cage.
The people don't be stealing the goats.
Oh, they steal it sometimes.
I get 2 goats here or 5 goats. Where's one?
They still listen to it. You got to put mark on your goats and you don't take it too far from where
so you guys can see.
Yeah, your neighbors know whose goat is that, so that if they steal the goat, they'll know what it is. So yeah.
I didn't like raise any animal at all.
Back then, when I was looking at that life, I thought it was like suffering, right? But sometimes I just miss it because,
bro, do you know there's some people right now that life right there. I think there's an analogy with a guy that his son, they live in New York. They have this nice penthouse in New York and everything. They have chef, da. And the dad decided to take the child on vacation. And they went to another country, and in that country they rented a house, and they have this guy that lives across the street somewhere. And this guy has a big farmland, have a bunch of animals running around. If he wants to eat, he goes get the animal, kills it and eat and everything like that. And the dad looked at him like, man, that guy's over there suffering. He was like, what are you talking about? That guy is living a rich life. We are over there. We're stuck in that place and in that city, in that box. If we want to do anything, we gotta. Like, that is life right there.
It is.
And I saw something too that Will Smith just showed recently. There's a documentary Will Smith just did recently where he was touring the world, doing some stuff, documentary. And he went to this community where you will see joy in these people's faces. It's not about the money that they have. It's not about the riches that they have. It's just the fact that they have that community and stuff like that. So sometimes, me too, I miss my childhood as well. Where you be like, you go home and you're looking forward to just having that community of people and stuff like that. We don't have that in the US.
There's no stimulation. It's just trees, like trees, animals, a few people. So I think having a blend of that, right, with what we have right now, is necessary. Having too much of one at one point, then you start looking, maybe this is better. But I think having a blend of both is really.
Do you think maybe that's something that's rooted to like who we are today and why we work hard? Like,
1,000%. Like 1,000%. I think it plays in every single thing, right? It's crazy because I can tell you this. It can sound funny, but when I was there, the place where we grew up in is called Cambe, right? It was very, very remote back then. Back in the 90s, like at one point in our neighborhood, we were the only home that had electricity. Right, like we were the only home that had a television. Right, when we had like the World Cup, Cameroon was playing in the World Cup in 1990. Like our house, like there were people sitting outside because that was the only television that was available. So at that time there was
looking all fresh.
I know, right? There was not much. So to the point, right? At that point, I still had like a wild imagination that could imagine things that was beyond that environment that we could see, right? Like I remember one day I went to a friend's house. His parents were like, his dad was like the main administrator of that whole division. So I went to the house and they had this magazine of like a jaguar. In the magazine I saw a jaguar, and I remember I was probably like 7 or 8 years old. No, I was probably like 7 years old. Like, man, gonna buy a Jaguar like that someday for my dad, right? And it was in America. I didn't even know how I was gonna come to America back then. But that imagination, I always had that bigger imagination and a wild imagination while I was younger. So, and now you see some of those things happening, right? And because we have been used to seeing so little, living with so little, we can deal with a whole lot more. Right? Like we could deal with the challenges of being an entrepreneur. Like you and I, we could barely survive, and we make sure that everybody else in the team is taken care of, right? Because we didn't come from much. I just need to have enough to eat in the day, right? That's it, right? And then the vision is much, much bigger than immediate satisfaction. So I think that experience definitely helped build the delayed gratification muscle for sure. Absolutely. And that's what a lot of people don't have, right?
That's true. Yeah, and then a lot of people, they start something. I think now we've gotten to a point where we've started this business. And like we always tell everybody, there's no one day that we've not worked on the business. And to tie that to the analogy in your hometown when you were growing, where in the morning your mom was like, get out of here, go get some water. And then you be in front of the first people to go get water from the tank. How does that tie into business actually?
It ties into everything in life, right? Because so it's like because I lived in multiple places when I was growing up. So one of my aunts that I used to live with in the home, in the morning you had to go fetch water from a well. Right? And so it's like there's a well, one community well for everybody. So you go there, you have to fetch water. So in one of those, in some of those wells, right, they've installed like a manual pump. So others you have to throw a bucket in there and pull water out. Some you have some missionary comes and installed a manual pump. So if you go there, you're the first person to pull water out of that pump, right? Before you're able to get water out, it takes a lot of work, right? It's like you're there, you go in the morning, nobody is there, like there's no water pouring out. So for you to get water to be pulled from the deep, because these wells are deep, from the bottom of that well to the top, to pull that fresh water, you start pumping, right? The first time you start pumping, nothing is coming out, just air, and it takes a whole lot more work. You're pushing, you're pumping, just air. You're pumping, just air. You keep pumping. But guess what? You know that there's water there, right? And you know if you keep pumping, water will come out. At some point, you start feeling that pressure.
You start feeling a little harder.
You start feeling a little harder, right? When you start feeling a little harder, that's when you know the water is about to come. You double down.
But you know some people, when they feel like it's about to get harder,
that's when they leave it alone, right? And that's an analogy that applies to life. But what you don't realize is just like that well, if you push past that resistance, water starts flowing out, right? And I always look at that when I look at life or something that we're doing, because in the beginning, that is the hardest part of effort that you put in, right? But a lot of people want to start in business or want to get into multifamily. Then in the beginning, they want to sit back and relax.
They just want the water to start flowing.
Exactly. Then they start pumping. They make a little bit of resistance. They back down. And that is the mistake you don't want to make. Because guess what? The moment you stop, all that pressure, that momentum that you've built, it goes to zero. And you have to start back all over again. But guess what? If you are able to just push, just pump, you get to a point where the water starts gushing out. At that point, you don't need too much pressure again.
You just use your finger.
And guess what? You maintain that pressure because you're the first person in the well. You maintain, you fill your bucket. You don't let it go. You pass it over to the next person.
And that's what we do with the Growth and Abundance.
With the mentorship, right? That's exactly what we're doing. Because we went through those struggles in the beginning to get the water out. And now that we have that water out and it's flowing, we're still pumping, still learning lessons, and then we're passing it over to the next person.
That's a really powerful analogy.
Yeah, and the next person comes, it's much easier for them to achieve the same
and
goals.
all they just need to do is just constant.
It's just
but
pump.
do you know some people, you give them that thing to pump,
they let it go.
They just let it go.
Yeah.
Now somebody has to come now and go through that whole process from scratch again to get it going.
And some people get upset at you why you charge people for mentorship.
Yeah.
Right? When you pump, you get it to those points, somebody just...
And you have to come out early in the morning to be one of the first people that starts it. So a lot of people don't understand that, man, you came in and you did that whole work to get that water, try to come up. You faced that barrier where you had that barrier where it became resistant, a little hard. But you were able to overcome that. And then now water is coming out. Instead of them to just come, buy into or key into that effort, that momentum that you have.
Just put your damn bucket down.
I know that feeling really bad. Like you say, okay, hold on, you hold the thing. Let me go get another
bucket. And you want to come, the person has laid it down. They're sitting down, chewing up, eating a mango.
You're like, what the hell is this? And another interesting one is, and I tell people this a lot of times, is sometimes that happens. They go, and this I see this a lot. A lot of times they go, and the things start going. And once it start going, you have that momentum. And that is like a freight train, right? I always say that a lot of times once you have that freight train moving, you don't want to stop it.
No, you cannot
That's
stop.
why you put more gas in so that the water keep coming and the train is moving. And the only thing that can stop the freight train at that point is two things. Is actually one thing. Is the driver stamping on the brake. And a lot of people at that point, they are the ones that stop their movement because they stop doing the activities. They stop making the phone calls. They stop calling the brokers. They stop calling the investors. They stop doing those little things that they're supposed to be doing every single day.
And that's the hardest part, is the boring stuff, right? People see the assets, close Grove Park View, close Park at Arlington. They see all the celebrations, but people do not understand the mundane, right? You have to be comfortable with the mundane.
Yeah.
Right, which is the routine, like reaching out, sending messages, doing all this stuff. You must be comfortable with that.
Doing that. You
have to push it. You have to do it. It's your daily vital priorities. And guess what? But when you do that, the results come. And when they come, they compound. The next time you do the same efforts, look, for example, we just found out today we have close to 12,000 people in our database.
And we didn't have that information.
That's because that's from not letting go of the pump.
Yep, doing it every single day.
Right. So now the same effort. You remember how many new investors we used to get in our database every month? Maybe like 10. Now we get 100.
100
at least a week.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right. So that's from 7 years of pumping.
Right.
And
imagine if you continue to pump that forever, you don't ever slow down. It's just
guess what you think?
It's a compound effect at this point.
If we slow down today, what will happen? If we stop now, say let's take a break from multifamily and go do Airbnb for 2 years,
everything will slow down. Everything will go to stop. Yeah, everything will go to stop. Yeah.
That's it. That's why a focus too is key when you're doing these things, because the focus builds and compounds. So yeah.
And talking about focus, a lot of times people, when they get into this business, and I tell a lot of folks that I mentor, people that are part of our ecosystem, people that are part of our community, the entrepreneurs that dare to dream. I tell them a lot of the time is like, when you want to go somewhere, there's a reason why this thing is in your mind. There's a reason why it's not in my mind.
Exactly.
On your brother's mind, on your sister's mind, right? And for it to be in your mind, that means it actually exists somewhere, right? For example, today we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. You flew from Maryland. How did you get here?
I got in a plane.
Exactly.
I sat on my seat.
But do you know you could have used a train, or you could have used a car, or you could have walked down here?
Guess what happened? Let me give you a story, the real story, right? Remember in 2022 when we were supposed to come for the AMPA conference in Charlotte? Charlotte here. And I got up in my car. I was driving to the airport.
Flight got canceled.
I got to the airport. What happened? To get a rental car, no rental cars available.
We talked about Turo.
Yeah, then I had to go get a Turo
from Baltimore
and drive down to Charlotte.
Right.
Most people will stop.
They'll quit.
Yeah. Right? But it's that same resistance that we feel when we're trying to do something that you push against, and amazing things happen.
Yeah. I think a lot of times it's just knowing that that place that you're going exists. That is the most important part. And guys, as I talk about this, I'm talking about like your goal. You got to know that you have a goal that is attainable. Don't go say you want to go to Mars. People can say they go to Mars. People like Elon Musk, they're crazy enough to dream that kind of dream. There are different type of people, right? They can create something that is not in existence. Actually, a lot of the things Elon Musk is creating comes from the things that he learned when he was a kid. He saw them in books and he saw them in different stuff, and he tried to bring them to reality. And God put it in his mind for him to be able to do that. So for you to think about something, it actually exists somewhere. For example, like you said, you got on a plane and you came here to Charlotte. A lot of people already know that thing exists. Now, instead of them to find a vehicle that would bring them here, whether they use the plane, they use a car, they walk down, they use a bike, how they get here is dependent on what vehicle they choose. Some people know it exists, but they disregard that goal actually is real. They push it away. They say, you know what, I'm not going to believe that Charlotte actually exists. I'm not going to believe in it. Or even if they believe in it, they start looking at a lot of excuses why they will not use that vehicle to get here.
The thing is, like, a lot of people focus, they want to know the path. Everything that happens on the path before they start on the journey.
That is analysis.
Like to leave from Maryland to Charlotte, okay, you get in your car. You want to know that when you get on 95, it will start raining. Then after it rain, you will turn this left and do all of that. And when you don't know all those details, you don't start moving.
Yeah.
Right? But all you really have to know is that Charlotte exists.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't know what's going to happen on your way to Maryland. But I'm going to Charlotte anyway.
Yep.
Right? I'll get in my car and start driving. Right? That goes in line with the miracle equation that you were talking about.
And it goes in line with when you start driving and it's dark. How do you actually navigate that without knowing everything that's in front of you?
No, all you got it's like having that unwavering faith, right? Because like you said, once a vision is placed into your mind, it's evidence that it already exists somewhere. Right? But because we do not know how to get to that vision, we always stop. Right. We want to worry about the how. You don't need to know how. Just imagine this for a second, right?
Yeah.
You know Charlotte exists. You're coming to Charlotte. You're in Maryland when you were moving to Charlotte. You say you're going to move to Charlotte. Well, you know Charlotte exists because you've been to Charlotte before. You get up from your house, you've loaded up, you put everything else in the U-Haul truck from Brandy.
And that's really we drove that car in the night.
Yes. You know Charlotte
exists. It was raining like crazy.
Exactly, it was raining.
Bad.
But you kept driving and when you get out of your car and you're driving in that rain, all your light of your car can show you is the next 100 yards.
Yeah.
Right? But you know, when you drive those 100 yards, your light is going to show you the next one.
Absolutely.
And the next one. And you just keep driving.
And sometimes as you're driving, you don't see clearly. Some of these big ass trucks, they'll be coming and they will pour like water all over your face. You'll be like,
exactly.
Oh my goodness, do I just pull over and don't go anymore? Then maybe should I go back? Should I get a rental? Should I get a hotel? And talking about that, actually, when I was coming back from Colorado, we spent the night in New Mexico and then we went to Dallas. From Dallas down to Charlotte, I thought it was going to be a 14 hours drive. When I put that in on Tesla, it showed me that we're doing about 21 hours. And sometimes people would get scared. I got scared. But all I had to talk myself out was like, just start driving.
That's it.
Just start driving.
Just take the first step.
Just start driving. And a lot of people, they start worrying about, oh man, 24 hours. That's just too much. They start analyzing, start thinking that they don't move. And I think that's one attribute a lot of entrepreneurs, people that are looking to become an entrepreneur needs to have, is to be like, you know what, let me just they say the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. A drop of water fills a bucket, right? It's like, what is that first thing I can do today to start moving forward? For example, I want to lose weight. Just start walking 0.001 mile on the treadmill every day. Before that goes 1 mile or 2 miles. So before you know it, it becomes a habit and it has a compound effect over time. And then if you're not able to hold yourself accountable to do it yourself, look for accountable partner. For example, we have this group now that we're in, right? That day just came up. And we just started talking, and then now is 8 or 9 days.
9 days.
9 days, right?
9 days, yeah.
We've been doing it every single day, at least a mile, and we have a lot of people now that are doing it. And do you know what that has done? It has a compound effect because you start applying to every aspect of your life.
Absolutely.
You start, for example, since we started that, I've gone out of off-show social media. I'm proud to say today is Friday. For 5 days, I've not been on LinkedIn. I've not been on Instagram. I've not been on Facebook. Like zero. In addition to that, I've been doing my 1 mile every day. This is my 50th day. I've just broke my fast, water fast for 5 days. You start seeing all those positive,
it compounds.
all this positive attribute that start compounding. And when you're able to do that, it makes you believe that you can achieve anything.
You can achieve anything. Yeah. So you gotta force yourself to do the things that are uncomfortable, right? You gotta force yourself to break that because our minds will do everything to keep us lazy and to keep us in the same comfortable position that we're in. So you have to push against. For example, this morning, when this whole thing started, I love to run, so I've been doing it like 2 miles a day. Because I'm saying, okay, I love to run, so I'm not just gonna do just a mile. I'm gonna do double so that I challenge myself because I had stopped running for a long period of time. But now I'm getting back at it. So today, because we were,
do you remember we used to do 4-5 miles?
We do the 4-5 miles. I remember, yeah. And we stopped pumping.
We stopped pumping. Started getting big belly.
Yeah, started getting big belly. You know, so
I'll probably get back to 4 miles, 5 miles.
I think I will. I want to run a half marathon in October. So when I got up this morning and I was running, I was like, man, I'm tired, man. I'm in Charlotte. I'm in the gym. So I ran, and I hit 1 mile. Something was like, yeah, Leslie, you did 1 mile. Just take your picture and show it in the group. I'm like, when that voice always comes, I say, shut up. I say, shut up. I'm going to keep going. And I pushed myself and I did 2 miles, you know. So it might seem like it's just running or it's like running in a group, but it's like training your mind to go against that weak voice inside of you that keeps you stuck and keeps you small.
And I actually had that same feeling today. Like I woke up, I was so tired. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should do this 1 mile thing after I get back from the shoot. I was TJ and I woke up and like, Dad, come on, sit down with me on the couch. I went and sat down with him on the couch. I'm like, dude, if you don't do this 1 mile, and again, guys, another thing that about this whole journey is like, don't feel like you have to do everything by yourself.
No, you cannot.
That's another important factor. Like you have to look for a group of people. Like without Leslie and Dr. Oni, I don't think we'll have Exact Capital. And now we have a huge team members that when tomorrow, if you even want to be lazy, you'll be like, man, I have a lot of people that I'm responsible for. So you go ahead, find your tribe. Your tribe exists. You're not the only one that we're not the only one that are ambitious. A lot of people that are ambitious that God have given them that idea that they are looking to bring to fruition. And just creating this community, I think has done a bit great.
So what do you say to people that have a big vision and ambitious and they say, hey, you know, I want to do this, but none of my friends wants to do it with me?
Oh, you just go find the people that are doing the things that you're looking to do. Look for your tribe. Because I tell people a lot is like when you start a business, so people do business because of two things. It's either they're desperate or they're inspired. Inspiration is, man, I'm doing okay, but I just think I want more in my life. That's inspiration. It's not because now my light has been turned off, because I lost my job. I'm desperate. No. You can do it because of that, because you're desperate, or you can do it because you're inspired. And regardless of any one of them, that results to a change. And if you cannot do it yourself, if your friend, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, they don't support you. Actually, they're not even supposed to support you initially because, and not because they don't love you. A lot of people, they start a business and, oh, my family, they are supposed to be the ones to support me. They are my best supporter, da. That's not true. They love you and they don't want you to get hurt. And because they've not done it, they don't see the possibility of it. The idea is not in their mind. What comes in their mind is fear. And we as human beings, the first thing we want to do is a risk. And once you see the risk, we want to try to avoid the risk right away. And once they see that you're about to go take a risk that could potentially hurt you, and because when you get hurt, guess who you come back to? You come back right back to them. So they want to protect you. So they'll be like, you know what, don't do that. I don't think you should do that stuff. So a lot of people take that personal. I'm like, why are they not believing in me? No. You have to go out there, believe in yourself, and go do the work. Once you do the work, and they are seeing that you are dedicated to it, you are not stopping. No matter what happens, you keep going. They don't have any choice over long term, but to say, you know what? I see this thing you're doing. I support you.
I'm part of it.
And I want to be a part of it.
Yep.
You know, I can remember very well with me and Leslie started Exact Capital. we're like, nah, let's not tell our wife that we're paying for this mentorship. This is a lot of money. They'll probably slap the shit out of us. Because our family, they know that we're ambitious, right? And some things that you have to do is you have to take risk. And sometimes your family will be like, nah, let's not take that risk. That's a very bad risk to take. And when they saw that we've gone in 3-4 years strong and we're dedicated to it, and now our family, if you tell them that, hey, we're flying to Hawaii to go do real estate stuff, they're like, well, how can I help you pack your bag?
Exactly.
Let's go, So I think a lot of people that are becoming entrepreneurs, as long as you believe in what you're doing, you want to change, man, don't depend on your family and friends. Go look for your tribe. Your tribe actually exists. They're out there, and join that community. You'll see that you're not crazy.
I actually think it's unfair to
put it on your family
your
too.
family and friends to put it on them, because I hear people saying that, I want to do this, but there's nobody in my community. No, it's your dream. It's not their dream.
Exactly.
Like, why are you trying to force your dream on other people? Yep. Right? That's exactly what I actually try to do, because when I started on this journey, even before I met Tenny, I remember I read Second Chance at Your Money and Your Life, and by Robert Kiyosaki, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is so powerful. And I bought about 8 copies of that book, and I gave it out to my friends, send it out to my friends. Guys, you must read this book.
Do you remember when we used to bring people to come and play the cash flow board game with us?
And then some of them did not even show up. I remember there was a real estate conference that we were going to. We bought tickets for our friends, and they didn't show up for the conference, right? And we're like, okay, nobody's showing up. It's the 2 of us. That lesson we learned, I tell people, today you want to start, they want to figure out the whole partnership before they even take the first step. I started investing in real estate. I did not know you, right? But I took the first step. If I did not take that first step, we would not be here today.
Absolutely.
Right? You and I, we partnered up before even Dr. Oni came.
Yeah.
If we had not started and took that step ahead,
Dr. Oni would not have seen what we've done
and would not have joined.
Actually, what you're about to say right now, this is a powerful, man.
No, but people see me, you, and Dr. Oni, and they want to have that before they even take the first step.
Yeah.
Which is like I cannot cry and beg. No, don't take, you have that vision. Take it first.
Start moving.
Yeah, start moving, and the people will come. Right? You see, for example, in our Vanguard community, there are guys now that have come together and they're working together and they're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
But when they started, they never knew each other before.
Yeah.
But because now they are in a community where everybody is thinking in the same light, no, you are as crazy as I am. We have the same vision and we can work towards it. Yeah. Right? So, it's that analysis process. Oh, I want to have my partner. I want to have the board members. You don't even know who those people are. Wow. You don't know. Start.
Yep.
Take the first step.
Absolutely.
Then the people will come.
Absolutely.
Yeah.